The King and the Prime Minister at St James's Palace this evening. They do not, if they can help it, interfere publicly in one another's business. But that is being tested now by the fallout from the sexual abuse allegations levelled at Prince Andrew by Virginia Giuffre.
There is a question that keeps coming up. With no obvious source of significant income and a scrupulous adherence to royal obligations, how does the former Duke of York manage to maintain his lifestyle as a multi-billionaire? He lives in one of the most prominent royal homes in Britain. He keeps employees, travels in luxury, and appears unaffected by the financial fallout that most people would experience following such a public humiliation. His claimed income and known assets, however, don't make up when you examine them closely. Where does the money come from, then? Let's investigate Prince Andrew's financial mystery. Prince Andrew's military pension from his time in the Royal Navy is the only source of income he confirmed today. About £20,000 annually. Prior to 2010, that was the sole reliable source of income that the public recognised during his tenure as a working royal.
How do you solve a problem like Prince Andrew? Another scandal's dropped, and this one could finish him again. A leaked email shows Andrew reassuring convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, saying we're in this together, just a day after the infamous photo of him with 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre hit the papers.
Received for official tasks around £249,000 each year. However, that funding ceased when he left the royal life. The late Queen's secret payments have never been made public. To put it simply, his official salary is a small portion of what he needs to maintain his standard of living. Nevertheless, Andrew continues to live on a scale that is beyond the reach of most people. Royal Lodge, his primary house, is a 30-room palace situated within Windsor Great Park on 40 hectares. No one could afford to rent it on a casual basis. He paid the Crown Estate $1 million for a 75-year lease in 2003, pledging to pay for the improvements himself. According to reports, such renovations cost about £7.5 million. The opulent chalet in Verbier, Switzerland, is another. Bought for roughly £18 million in 2014.
He was always hoping that somehow Andrew himself would do the right thing, but every opportunity that's presented itself, he's failed to do so, so he had, in the end, to act.
It's a lovely place with personnel and views of the mountains. And the dispute over outstanding obligations has centered on it. Add to that his estimated annual security bill of £3 million, which the King reportedly no longer pays. It is estimated that the repairs at Royal Lodge alone will cost millions of dollars. The maths is just not working. The known income is greatly outweighed by the expenses. Where is the gap filled, then? Andrew's tenure as the UK's Special Envoy for International Commerce is the source of one theory presented in The Guardian's inquiry. He met with foreign governments, oligarchs, and business executives in that capacity. He allegedly arranged introductions using those contacts.
I think we need to know why Andrew's not paying any rent.
And where did he get a total of £8.5 million in 2005?
Yeah, because
did we pay for it?
Well, no, don't think the Mail are reporting today that he did not get a major inheritance from the Queen or the Queen Mother.
Receiving rewards in the form of commissions or favours. He was allegedly set up to receive a 1% commission in one recorded instance, which, if successful, could have been close to $4 million, while assisting British companies in obtaining contracts in Kazakhstan. Rumours of real estate transactions with influential foreign businesses were also prevalent. His 2007 sale of Sunning Hill Park to Kazakhstan's president's son-in-law sparked controversy because the £15 million he received was far more than the park's then current market value. It was never even inhabited by the buyer. The issue of offshore investments comes next. According to the story, a business was established to conceal royal financial interests, making it hard to determine the amount of wealth that is discreetly hidden beneath numerous layers of private assets. All of this presents a picture of riches moving through unregulated private conduits. Lawful, perhaps open, but not at all.
Is it right to say the public purse is missing money from the rent he's allegedly not paid?
Well, I don't have the details of that, and I haven't seen and had a chance to go through that information.
The monarchy's special position is at the core of this riddle. The realms of public and private finance are blurred in royal finances. Although Andrew no longer directly gets government funds, he is nevertheless able to take advantage of benefits that are unavailable to the average citizen due to his privileges, inherited wealth, grace and favor estates, and old ties. When a monarch loses favor, it doesn't take them long to fall. Royal Lodge is still his home, although it is officially rented, it seems to be his forever under the existing circumstances. Some expenses are reportedly being covered by his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. However, most families would be crushed by the amount of maintenance. The public's discontent stems from this hazy line between public funds and private privilege. Because conjecture takes over if the palace doesn't disclose the source of the funding.
Now in the emails, not only did he carry on having contact, and these are just emails that have come out so far, there's more to come, that he then said, I look forward to playing with you again soon. What does that mean? We all know what Epstein's idea of play involved. It was abusing thousands of young girls and women.
According to The Guardian's investigation, Andrew might have served as a kind of door opener for anyone looking to join the royal family, giving them access to elite circles. Wealthy colleagues saw value in his connections, and he in turn found value in their giving. According to some onlookers, he is a man who is eager to fit in with the millionaire lifestyle. According to one biographer cited in the piece, he was a useful idiot for the really wealthy, giving dubious persons legitimacy while enjoying their luxury. His fatal friendship with the notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein was a result of the same desire for prominence. His royal career was ruined by the consequences, but it also revealed how closely he had gotten involved with dubious people who provided money for extravagant lifestyles. Attempts to learn more about Andrew's financial situation have run with obstacles of secrecy. When it comes to royal money, petitions for freedom of information are frequently denied. Even Parliament has little authority to look into the monarchy's internal affairs. Suspicion has grown as a result of this lack of transparency.
Prince Andrew just settled his civil lawsuit against Jeff Epstein victim, Virginia Giuffre. Now, there's no real admission of liability, but the prince had previously denied even knowing Giuffre, much less having any contact with her, and he even said the infamous picture of them two was Photoshopped.
Critics contend that it is impossible to discern between acceptable individual riches and perhaps improper foreign financial assistance in the absence of public scrutiny. Additionally, it has sparked worries about national security. Does a senior royal's acceptance of covert gifts or cash give them more clout to influence others? Governments typically ask questions like that, but not in the case of the royal family. According to sources, King Charles has reduced Andrew's yearly budget, which was reportedly approximately $1 million, in recent months, forcing him to pay for his own costs. If that's accurate, there must be a lot of financial strain. Rumour has it that the king wants him to leave the Royal Lodge and live into the smaller Frogmore Cottage, which Harry and Meghan had occupied. According to reports, Andrew refused because he was adamant about keeping the property he spent millions renovating. But he might have little choice but to sell assets if he doesn't get royal funding. According to reports, the Verbier chalet was listed for sale following court cases involving unpaid bills. Even the Royal Lodge might be a topic of discussion between him and the palace if more financial difficulties arise. Therefore, the question is not just how he is currently paying for everything, but also how long he can continue to do so. There is more to this tale than just one prince's financial situation. It highlights the conflict between traditional privilege and contemporary accountability, which is a far bigger issue. Trust is undermined when public institutions function in secret. The monarchy, however symbolic, yet occupies a space of national significance. And there are transparency expectations associated with that. The public will unavoidably wonder, who's footing the bill, if royal people are able to live in luxury without providing an explanation. And should people's centuries-old privilege still protect them from criticism today? The Guardian's inquiry raises these problems not just for Andrew, but for the monarchy as a whole. Because every controversy and mystery like this one erodes the institution's credibility as long as royal riches is kept secret. Two factors will determine Andrew's future: the king's patience and his access to money. Andrew may have to deal with an awkward situation if the royal family decides to cut all ties. Compelled to reduce expenses, liquidate assets, or discover alternative sources of revenue. For a man with his reputation, however, that is more difficult to accomplish. In both corporate and social circles, his brand is poisonous. It's also possible that, as some sources indicate, he attempts to recover his finances through private endeavors overseas. Any public return, however, runs the risk of stoking anger again. He must choose between keeping up his luxury and retaining what little respect he still has in public. Ultimately, this is more than just an accounting issue. It has to do with responsibility. The figures don't seem to add up. The man at the center of it all still insists on his privacy and lives in a mansion worth tens of millions of dollars. What are your thoughts, then? Is it necessary for royal family members to reveal their financial information? And when the figures just don't line up, what should the public do, in your opinion? Tell me what you think in the comments section. For more in-depth royal investigations and updates, remember to like, share, and subscribe.